Yo, sorry about the extreme close-up, but we had to make this up close and personal. This topic of Oscar So White. Oh, by the way, it's your boy Neek here. Me and the Movies is where you're tuned into. And I wanted to touch on this situation of Oscar So White 2016, the sequel. You know what I mean? Part deux. Because really, it's like that. Part deux. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't agree with the hashtag and the complaint overall about Oscar So Right. Ain't that a Freudian slip? Oscar So Right. Because right is white, right? White is right. No, Oscar So White 2016, even last year. The thing is it's a matter of demographics. It's a matter of who's voting. It's a matter of what are they exposing themselves to, what films are they exposed to. And if that's the case, then why do you care? You know what I mean? So my man Cuba Gooding Jr. just recently explained it, how it goes down as far as the how you become a member, and the assumption that once you win an Academy Award that you're already a member of the Academy. No, you gotta apply for it. It's a membership thing, like anything. You have to have two sponsors from members that are already involved, and so it's overall it's the taste of those members. If there's a black film that came out and a multitude of those members don't really care for it, then that's just it. And if they like some other film that talks about a topic that's near and dear to their heart, that's what they're going to vote for. Voting is not a time to be, everybody doesn't get a trophy. Voting is not the time to be democratic. Voting is not the time to be democratic. They're going to vote towards their taste and what they like. And if they were moved by that performance, and if they weren't moved by that performance, they weren't moved by it. You know? Now it goes down to how many black people are members in the Academy. You know? It also has to do with the actual films that were released in 2015. What are these black films that were released in 2015? What are these performances that were released in 2015 that you feel that are greater than the ones that were nominated this year? Straight Outta Compton. Cool movie, dope movie. I liked it a lot. It talked about a group that's near and dear to my heart and the time that I grew up when I was a youngster here in South Central Los Angeles. But the movie wasn't that dope that it deserved an Oscar. A case can be made for my man who played Eazy-E. I forget my dude's name, but he did a damn good job. And if it came out that he got nominated for an Oscar, I wouldn't have any complaints. I would be happy for him. I'd be surprised, but I would be happy for him. Was it an Oscar-worthy performance? That scene in the hospital when Eazy-E found out he got AIDS, that was an Oscar-worthy moment. But an overall performance, nah. Not at all. The film itself could have been an Oscar-worthy film to be nominated. But what was missing was the true story, was a true element of the relationship of that group, NWA. Had they included the incident with Dee Barnes, where Dre was so affected by the breakup of the group and the media attention that Ice Cube was getting on that particular video show, had they shown that Dee Barnes was working with Ruthless up in those offices, knew these people were friends, had they shown that relationship and involved and shown how this woman who were friends with all these people got her back turned, or got their back turned on her because of her simply doing some simple hip-hop reporting as a journalist working for a hip-hop video television show, Pump It Up. Had they included that, and in contrast with the other female relationships within the group, it would have been a great film. It would have been an absolutely great film. It's a great film as it is, but it didn't cross over that threshold of absolute greatness that's Oscar worthy. And that's all to do with Ice Cube, not Ice Cube, but Dre not wanting to include that in. A little ego. Had he just Had he just allowed that aspect of the story to be in that movie, man, it would have been so dope. It would have been the most incredible music biopic, but it wasn't. So anyways, Concussion, Will Smith, absolutely dope performance, but not great, not Oscar worthy. Sorry. My man David Oyelowo should have played that part. Should have played that part. In the discussion. Did Will do a damn good job? Yes, Will did a damn good job. Was it Oscar worthy? I didn't particularly care so. I didn't think so. So if I was a member of the Academy, I would have been a black guy who didn't vote for Will Smith. And so I'm complicit. Just my opinion is complicit. Does there need to be more diversity in the members? Probably so, yes. But I need to hear from black actors in Hollywood. Have you tried to become a member of the Academy? Have you got your 2 sponsors? Do you care that much? Speaking of care, I hear all these black people coming out talking about, I don't give a fuck about the Oscars anyway, then why are you complaining? What 5 films, what 5 actor performances, what 5 actresses performances, what 5 supporting actor performances, what 5 best supporting actress performances do you feel should have been nominated this year? Beyond black people, what other films should be nominated? That would tell me everything that needs to be known about your sense of quality in films. Do you go to the movies like that? What is your favorite aspect of filmmaking? What do you look for when you watch a film? Who's your favorite cinematographer? Who's your favorite director in this decade, the 1990s, the 70s? Is your knowledge of filmmaking even that mature? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, dude. It's rather ridiculous hearing these opinions of people who really don't give a fuck. The reason why there's not a lot of quality black films is a lot of black people who don't give a fuck about the quality of filmmaking. They just want to know if a lot of money was spent. You could spend a lot of money on a movie and it not appear on the screen. You know, this is rather ridiculous that all this complaints is going on. Bottom line, like it should have been done 30, 40, 50 years ago, create your own. I'm all about black people finally waking up, all these rich celebrities finally waking up and deciding, you know, let's create this industry of our own, as well as still working within the industry that is. It's not a melting pot. It's a stew. We want to maintain our identity. So if you want to make our films as true as possible, we must helm them. Like, check this out. There's this movie called Race coming out in a couple months. I can't wait to see that. It looks great. Man, I wish I would have known what, I wish I could see what Spike Lee would have done that, because he was attached to that project for many years. He has a script probably chilling somewhere of that film that he wanted to do. I think it was Save Us Jesse Owens or something like that was the name of the project that he was doing. Had Hitler in it and all that good stuff. But his Achilles heel, Spike Lee's Achilles heel, is the financing. It's probably all of our Achilles heels, the financing. I'm a young black man, or I was young. Maybe I'm getting old now. I'm approaching my last year in the 30s. This will be my last year in the 30s. But I like action movies. You got to have money to produce an action movie. We're talking about for permits and everything, on the whole gamut of everything. You got to ensure safety. I just watched this behind the scenes video of the filming of Deadpool. Nothing but white people in the crew. Could you make an action film with nothing but black people in the crew? Yeah. You'd be pulling people from all states of the country. Why are we already doing this? Why we got to complain first and then do it? Do it without the complaint. Just start financing your own films. My man Brett Ratner. White people have been complaining about Brett Ratner for years. They're saying he's spoiled and this and that. He got on Steven Spielberg's nerves, and that's why Spielberg just gave him some money to get out of his face. That's what you do, though. And now his Rat Pack Entertainment Company straight financing films, probably a studio already. Like Tyler Perry, right? Tyler Perry only makes female-centric films. So he's not tapping into the full demographic of the black audience. Maybe that's how you're able to create and cultivate that company he's doing is to cater to women. That's fine. To black women, that's fine. But we need to be more well-rounded because nobody really checks for his films like that, like they check your Michael Mann or your Steven Spielberg, your Christopher Nolans and such. You know, if this is the case that we're making our own, why do white people feel obligated to include us in their films? Why don't they just create their films about, you know, their issues? Like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Make the movies first. Do less complaining. Just show that you can do it. Just do it. Stop the complaining. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. That's what I'm waiting for. I don't want to have to. I'm an actor myself. I hate seeing all these breakdowns about big tough black guy. He's big and burly and stuff like that. And the other half of the projects are, you know, black guy who's in a relationship with a man and all that stuff. It's like, come on. You know, I need more diverse. I need more diversity from us. Not handouts from other people, from us. We need to do better. As far as networking and financing our own films and creating our own stories. I don't know any black film about a black people interacting with black people in England and such. Black people in America interacting with black people in England. Black people in America interacting with people in Brazil. Or people in Brazil interacting with people in England. But black people. I don't see none of these films. I don't see no black action movie. I don't see no action movie from a black actor's point, a black soldier's point of view. My brother, what was his rank? I don't know what he is. He's one of those cats that when you enlist in the army, he's the one drill sergeant. My brother's a drill sergeant. He be telling me all the time about all these idiots that be going AWOL, getting drunk and fucking up and crashing their cars, fucking girls, getting them pregnant and such like that. I need to see a movie about a brother like that, dealing with these idiots coming from the ghetto and such. This is a rant like a mother. I don't necessarily disagree with Jada Pinkett, but I kind of agree that she's only complaining because your boy Will didn't win or get nominated for concussion. I'll deal with that later. And I don't think he necessarily needed to be nominated for concussion. It wasn't all that great of a performance. It was dope performance, but sorry. What else? I don't know. This year was so scarce as far as black movies. That's why I really can't say that, you know, that it's worth all this rah. I can't necessarily agree 100% with Janet Hubert because she just wants to get on Will Smith's bad side. She has some points about what she said, but not enough for me to actually remember anything verbatim that I could repeat. I understand Jada's stance and the need to create your own, but you already got a production company you're involved with, you know, with Will. So let's just make better films. You know, Annie was cool. My niece liked it, but it wasn't all that great. I still would prefer to watch the original. Yeah. So just because I'm black don't mean I'm gonna go see every movie. I'm not trying to see Ride Along. That doesn't look funny to me. Should I buy a ticket and go see it anyway just because there are black actors leading it and behind the cameras and such? It just doesn't look funny. I feel I should have the right to not go see a black movie if it doesn't look funny. Hey, all praise and support. Y'all knocked Star Wars out the box. That's dope. I remember when back in when Titanic came out and was the #1 box office champ for many a weeks, probably longer than Star Wars was. And then Lost in Space came along in the beginning of February, finally knocked it out the box, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. So, but I'm not trekking for a Ride Along 2. The first one was horrible. You know what I mean? But all respect due and praise and support to Tim Story. You know, after people clowned him for Fantastic Four 2, which I thought was dope, even doper than the first. I like Kevin Hart when he's not playing Kevin Hart all the time, you know? I think he did this one drama called Let Me Go or something like that, where he played like a doctor that was trying to get his wife back and everything like that, and it was dope. I was like, Kevin Hart, I never seen you like this, brother. But come on, y'all. Straight Outta Compton didn't deserve to get nominated. Will Smith didn't deserve to get nominated. But we need to try harder as far as making our own films. What's that? So I'm ranting too much here at work. I need to get back to it. It's your boy Neek here, Me and the Movies. Oscar so white. I don't know. I just want to end it off by saying I like the Oscar ceremony. I watch the Oscars every year. I appreciate all those categories that all those professionals are being nominated for and their craft being recognized. And to demand a spot at the table just because of my skin color is quite ridiculous. You better be talking about performances and films and such like that and not talking about just black. Because when you just say black, I'm like, huh? What film? What? Idris Elba only. Idris only that should have been nominated for Beast of No Nation. But the thing is with that is I think people, when they look at performances, they're also looking at the overall film. And if the overall film is hard to consume and hard to digest as a film that you can't rewatch because it's so harsh and it's dealing with subject matter that's just so ugly, you may overlook that performance. And I think that's what happened with Idris. It's like, yeah, he was a beast in Beast of No Nation. But it can easily be argued or debated that the people who were nominated did a better job. It's all subjective. It's all opinion. And so that's just my rant. I kind of like this. I would rather have had this in a conversation with somebody else, but that's all right. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we won't. Maybe this will be the end of it, because it needs to be the end of it. Just start making doper joints. That's it. Make quality joints, and then you'll see the accolade. Or you won't. It ain't about the accolade. It's about the product. It's about the work that you did, right? All right, then. We saying 2 fingers. We out. Peace.